Welcome to the Getting Real with Hilary show, where ordinary heroes tell extraordinary stories during unique and never been heard before conversations with your host, Hilary Arno Burns. Hilary's unique listening and way of asking questions results in conversations that aren't usually talked about, so you can create the life that you really want but are afraid you can't really have. We are demonstrating the greatness in the human spirit and creating a world where we all reclaim our birthright of joy, happiness, purpose, and passion. Now, here's your host, Hilary Arno Burns. Welcome to the Getting Real with Hilary show, and today we have a very special guest. Her name is Sonia. She is the emissary of the Cosmos Christ, is a mythic architect, ceremonial designer, and spiritual teacher devoted to planetary awakening. Through her living temple architecture, the Christ Code's Dragonheart Temple of Remembrance, she weaves archetypal frameworks, sacred rituals, and prophetic transmissions rooted in spiritual science. I just read her book, Christ Code's Ascension Prophesies Revealed, and all I can say is this is going to be a very interesting conversation. And welcome, Sonia.
Thank you, Hilary. It's great to be here.
Yes. So I got through all 500 and something pages.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I went fast, through some of the exercises, but yeah, it was
2 volumes.
Was that 2 or that was only 1?
That was 2 volumes, so you know that. So we don't want to freak people out. It's 2 volumes.
Yeah, okay, good. All right. So why don't we start at the beginning? I think you said, you said your personal history includes trauma and upheaval, but also that you were, I don't know if you call it psychic or spiritual from early on. Do you want to tell us about that?
Well, my first memories, my first memories were of dreams and visions. So I had a dream that, 2 recurrent dreams as a child. One, I was in the crib and my mother was angry and coming at me, and I was frightened. I didn't know how to get away from her. And so I receded into a buzzing world of sound and disappeared. And the next dream that I had on a recurring basis was I was in the jungle and all the eyes in the jungle were looking at me. And although I was terrified of this dream, I went back to it all the time. I didn't understand it. And turns out they were my guardians.
So they were coming to you in your dreams?
Yes, letting me know that I was safe and protected despite what was going on in my house, which was, I lived in a house with an alcoholic father. He was very violent, abusive to everyone. And I had a grandfather who sexually molested the whole family. So there was like all this stuff going on. And I realized as an adult that these were initiations to help me remember my soul's calling. And they were here to prepare me and to strengthen me. They were very strengthening initiations because I had to rise above it. I had to be strong. And as a child, I felt abandoned by God. But then I realized that I had abandoned God in not understanding what had happened to me. I abandoned God. And so my health failed. And before my health failed, I turned to drugs and then had a drug overdose. And that was like the wake-up call. That was the wake-up call that got me like, okay, what's going on? I need to find myself, right? And
how old were you when you almost died, right?
I was, let's see, maybe 19. I think I was 19 when I had the drug overdose. And
die?
Well, yeah, I was in the hospital. They had to resuscitate me at the hospital. And, it was very traumatic.
Did you do it on purpose? Were you trying to kill you?
It was
Were
It
you trying to
was
kill
a
yourself?
call for help. It was a call for help. I was in a situation where um, I knew that I was going to be taken care of. So it was, but still, it was like happening on an unconscious level. And so it brought it to my consciousness that I hated myself and that I wanted to kill myself. And so that rude awakening started me on my journey.
So what kind of drug was it?
Uh, they were some form of downers, sleeping.
You're lucky they didn't just think you were asleep and they called the ambulance. You know what I mean? It could have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. All
So
right.
I was destined to be here. So the
Yeah.
angels were supporting me to
Right.
live. Right.
Wow. All right. Well, good. All right. So what did you do after that? When you said, you realized you hated yourself and cried for help, what did you do after?
So I started going to counseling and I went into body therapy and I started studying my dreams because I've been dreaming all my life and I wanted to know what they meant. I knew they had meaning. And so yeah, I started doing that and then I ended up in a mystery school.
Sorry to keep interrupting, but how do you study dreams? Like who told you? I think a lot of people would want to know how do you know what they mean? How do you study them?
Well, I approached them from a psychological, analytical place of understanding. And then I realized when I moved on into my spiritual studies that that's just the bottom of the barrel, so to speak. There's so many other levels of dreaming that can occur. And so when the emotions are devoid from your dreams, you dream in black and white. And when you start connecting with the heart, you start reaching the higher centers of dreaming where dreams reveal your soul's journey. So my psychological work was all about clearing out and understanding all the trauma of my life with my family and on a, third dimensional level, physical, emotional, mental. And then when I found my second teacher, where I got into the archetypal teachings, then I started at the heart and started realizing my soul memory, my soul purpose. And so it's a whole nother level of dreaming that can occur. So,
Wow.
and I specialize in helping people understand how the sun, the moon, the planets all are interfacing with our dreams to help us understand ourselves, show us we can they basically mirror back to us our self-evaluation, prophetic dreams, premonitions, uh, more understanding about the God source and the heavenly hosts that help source operate this third dimensional realm.
So how did you where did you go to learn that? Or you had a teacher? Was it a school or was it just
I
church
I
or where did you?
well, at that point I got involved in a ministry school.
Okay.
And my teacher was a master at dreams. And she actually showed up in my life in a dream 7 years before I actually arrived at her school, telling me, it's a good thing you found me because you really need some help.
Really?
Yes.
Where was the school? Like near
It was
your
in Glendale, California. Uh, the
So
teacher had already passed on, but her school was still operating. And so I became a student and uh,
wow.
so that's how I started at that level.
So it's a ministry school.
Yes.
So who is that affiliated? Is it with a church or is it
Well, it was based off of religiosity, but it wasn't. It was based off of Christ principles, but it wasn't Christianity. I was raised Christian, I was raised as a Catholic, and I found it very stifling, and the people, very there's a lot of gossiping and backstabbing, and I just couldn't relate to that. It didn't sound godlike to me.
So how did you find this ministry school? Like, how did you connect to it?
Well, when I left the first school, which was the shamanic school, after my guide passed away, I asked God to send me to a new school. And so in my dreams, I was given four places to choose from. And I chose the place that had stacks of books on art and religion, art, music, all the arts. And so I ended up at her school because, she was into dreaming. She was an artist. She answered all the questions that I asked all my life that Christianity couldn't answer for me.
Wow.
So I studied with her, and I left the ministry after about 3 years because I was living the word of my teacher, and in a lot of ministries, they want to keep you in a box.
Mm.
They don't want the teacher's work to breathe. They like, oh, you can't change it. You have to, you have to do it this way. And that's not what it's about. It's about embodying the work and then living it. And they wouldn't let me live it. So I had to leave. I mean, I kept on with her work, but I left the ministry.
Yeah. And so where'd you go next? So how old were you then? Were you 22 or were you old?
No, I was in the shamanic school for 18 years.
Oh.
And I was in psychology for 8 years.
Oh.
I was I was apprenticing as a Reiki therapist. I was, had clients. So I was like, I've had whole lifetimes.
Oh,
to get where I am
thought
right
you were
now.
still 19. I'm picturing you at 19. No. Oh, okay. 19 was a drug overdose. Okay, then
Yeah.
so you were in psychology, and then you were in the shamanic school for 18 years. Wow.
Yeah. Yes. And
what
then
is the
I
highlight of that? Like a highlight of your shamanic years? Did you do ceremony? I mean,
well, it was all about the divine feminine and learning to walk with spirit. So we raised exotic animals. We had lions and tigers and snakes and horses, and we had a dog breeding business. So it was all about relating to nature, how to communicate with the animals, learning to the wisdom of the womb, divine feminine womb energies.
Wow.
So it was a beautiful experience for me, and I went as far as I could with that modality. And then I needed to move on.
Oh. And so when you were married to your first husband, was that during that time or was that after?
That was when I met my second teacher, the one that came to me in my dreams. Henry Colton was her name. And I met my second husband at the ministry school.
Okay. So when were you married to the first during that whole?
So we got married in 2001.
Okay.
And he passed away in 2007.
Oh. Was he part of all of this stuff?
He's part of the ministry, yes. He was there for 22 years. He was. So what they did is the masters came to us when we first met and said that they wanted us to merge the work of my teacher that I had worked with for 18 years with the work of Henry Colton, which he worked with for 22 years. There was things that needed to be married. Mine was the divine feminine path. His was the divine masculine. And so they wanted us to marry the two works together. So that was the commission that we were given at that time. And then he passed away, and I moved up to Mount Shasta, where I met my second husband. Well, actually, I met my second husband in West Los Angeles, but I moved up to Mount Shasta, and during the Lionsgate ceremony, we were given the commission to start weaving diamond light grids, not only in our own bodies, but on the planet and throughout the cosmos, preparing for Cosmos Christ, which is what the whole book is about. It's all about the Ascension 2029 Ascension manifestation and the birthing of the ascension of Mother Earth and the birthing, or how would I say that? The Cosmos Christ is part of the ascension process, and aligning with that energetic is something that everyone on the planet is doing right now, whether they know it or not. And I'm really jumping ahead into the story now, but the Earth is going to, we're really jumping ahead of the story.
Do you want to come back to this? It's up to you.
Let's come back, because it's a big jump, and we need to get there.
Okay. All right. So you had met your second husband, I guess, at Mount Shasta, and you were combining the light grids. Is that where?
Yeah,
is that right? I don't know if I'm saying it right.
So underlying all form are light grids. So it's like a house. You can't build a house unless you put up the foundation, right?
Okay.
So to create anything, you have to build the foundation for it first, and that happens through light grids. So your auric body is basically the foundation for your physical temple. And so everything.
What body?
Your light body. Your light body, which is your aura.
Oh, your aura. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So physical manifestation happens through light grids. So through dreaming, I could see when I would fall into a dream, I could see the light grids start to come together like a mandala, except it was just light, like gold light against a dark background. I could see the light grids forming. And then at some point, the manifestation would occur and it would turn into a dream. So that's in essence what happens when we are creating. We are co-creators. So in this physical earth dimension, we make a statement, and that starts producing a light grid of energy. And then the more energy, focus of attention you put into that statement or that intention or prayer, then voila, the manifestation occurs. Just like in a dream, all of a sudden the light grids turns into a dream. And the third dimension is a dream. It's just a slower dream than your nighttime dream, which I call a fifth dimensional dream.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It's interesting because up until a few months ago, I'd never heard of any of this stuff. And then I had a light worker who was talking about some of it. And then I had these are guests on my show. Another one was connecting with the Divine Mother.
Yes.
And she was doing this stuff with her hands and clearing out the surface energy and all this kind of stuff. So I heard through, like, okay. And then another one, this was in my manifesting course. She was saying, we're in the third dimension, but there's a fourth, which is love. And then the fifth is where everything already happened or something. It's already, I mean, I'm not explaining it very well, but she had mentioned the fifth dimension. So then you're mentioning the fifth dimension. And I'm like, this is all new to me, but it's interesting that I'm getting it from different places, that it's something that it's not just you, it's not just me, it's around, and I don't know how long it's been around. Obviously for you, it's been around a long time, but for me, this is like so new. And
it's all about vibration, resonance and vibration. And once you start resonating at a certain frequency of thought, because it all happens with thought, then, information starts coming in at new levels for you to assimilate. So you everyone is being initiated through the sun and the moon and the planets and the constellations. And it all gets processed through our chakra system, because we have a chakra system that runs down our body.
Mm-hmm.
And then the chakra disperses into your meridians. You have energetic meridians that then disperse the energy throughout your body so that you can assimilate it. And if you have a lot of trauma in your body from your childhood, then the chakras are blocked and clogged and the energies can't go through. So the Christ codes were received from Divine Mother Sophia, and they're designed to help release the trauma that's held in your body and free the mind from holding on, because the mind tends to hold on to the past pictures so that the soul memory can't come in. So you've got to clear and let go of all that stuff so that you can start receiving your true soul purpose and mission. When you were born, you were given a blueprint of a design, you might say. And we all have different gifts that we came in with. Mine are dreaming gifts, dreams and visions. My husband's a theater person. He understands everything through art and through theater. But basically, life is theater. We are living out theater every day. Right?
Mm.
So,
okay, you went to the book. Are you ready to go to the book, or is there more? Or
well, I can say that when I moved to Mount Shasta, I got very sick a few years later. Well, I had contracted a life-threatening virus from the drug use, and it was demolishing my liver. And so my organs were shutting down, and I was at the hospital every week getting fluids removed from my body. And so I prayed to Divine Mother. I went up on the mountain. I went up to Mount Shasta, and I got down on my knees and I prayed to Mother. And I first of all, I took full responsibility for everything I created. And I asked her to help me to stop creating pain and suffering in my life. I didn't know how to stop it. Even though I had gone through all these, different experiences with psychology and shamanic work, I was still recreating pain and suffering in my life. And so when I finished my prayer, I heard, "Your prayer has been heard." And I went home, and for the next 3 days, I had a physical purging. And then I started receiving information about the Christ codes in my dreams. And that was like 2016. And then the next few years, I was downloading the codes and understanding them, putting them into use, writing the books. I've got 6 books out. And basically the Ascension Prophecies are the new scriptures for the coming age.
Wow.
And each one of us has a part in it. And so the books are designed to awaken you. So through my soul experience, you'll start to awaken your own memories. And then there's prophecies in the book that correlate to the collective ascension of what's going to happen. And so the book is really designed as a vehicle to help you transcend the third dimensional illusions and fantasies and traumas that we've all been fed, and our soul designed for us. Our soul designed these experiences for us so that we could develop certain strengths that we needed as a soul to make this jump, to make this evolutionary jump, because we are evolving, not only as a soul, but there's cycles of energy. So we're ending a 250,000 year cycle of energy, which allows us to ascend with the earth. So we're not just ascending for ourselves, we're ascending with the earth. And in that process, the earth will end up as a sun in a new galaxy, and the cosmos Christ will be the center of that galaxy. So I've just like jumped all the way to the end of the book with that one.
Wow.
But we can backtrack from here.
Yeah. Well, so you were sick, you went up, you prayed, you purged for 3 days, and then you started getting downloads. What did you do with those downloads? Did you like start typing? Like, how did you capture all of that? It was such detailed information.
Well, you saw how detailed my dreams are, right?
Right.
That's years of practice of recording my dreams, and not only in this lifetime, but other lifetimes. I'm a very old soul. I've been around here from the beginning.
Wow.
And so my gift is being able to hold on to the dream and interpret it and see the greater picture. So my gift is to see the big picture.
Right. So that's your gift. So that's why you can do all that. Because I was
Exactly.
just like, how did she do this?
And,
There was
and
so much.
because I have recovered my soul memory from the beginning all the way back to source, I know why I was given this mission. And all the lifetimes in between where, missteps were made on the path. And because we don't live a perfect life. We all are learning lessons in every lifetime. And so this life is a culmination of all my lifetimes, all my lessons, the giving me the ability to transcend it all and be a vessel for source to help others make this journey as well.
So when you said your mission, what is you might have said it, but what is your mission?
Well, ultimately, my soul mission is to help the birthing of planets. So,
okay,
the Earth is already created, but the ascension is a birthing into a new Earth. It's birthing a new Earth.
Is it going to be physically different? Like we all have to jump off and go on a new one, or will we not make it there?
Well, for those who have prepared for this journey, they will find themselves in a similar Earth situation, but it'll be in another dimension. And so the lessons will be different. The Earth will look the same, but we won't have all the problems that we have right now. So the Earth, in a sense, there's basically, as I understand it, there's going to be a division, like a cell splitting. So the third dimensional Earth will continue to have her existence, and the fifth dimensional Earth will be at another dimensional plane of existence. And so the people who prepare for this journey will find themselves in the fifth dimension on an Earth plane where there's a different set of rules to master. And the people who haven't prepared will be in the 3D Earth, and right now it's heading for a great cataclysm. So the more people who can wake up, then the more of us can help make that an easier transition. So it doesn't have to be as devastating for everyone.
And how do you, and this just through your dreams and what the downloads that you get? Is that how?
Well, a life of initiation where I have learned to approach the inner space of the heart, and the heart is connected to source. And so when you start connecting to source, you start receiving the greater picture, the greater understanding of what's happening, what's going to happen. You see the future.
Wow.
People who have taken this journey, not everyone's talking about it, but there is, events happening that everyone is experiencing. They were written about in in biblical prophecy. The book of Revelations basically is all written about this timing. So those revelations are happening now. The book that I wrote is an extension of that, showing the victory of the Spirit in transcending all of that.
And when you say source,
God is all that is.
God, okay. And in the book, I know we have to take our break, but I wanted to ask this question. When you refer to, I think, source as Sophia, is that the same as God?
Yes. So in our patriarchal society, God has been pretty much labeled as a male essence. He, right? But God is formless. And because of my relationship with my father and men in general, I prefer to relate to the feminine aspect of God, which I call Sophia. Sophia is absolute, God absolute. She is, all the names of God that you would give to the male, you can give to the female aspect as well. But basically, I'm talking about God, source.
Yeah. Okay.
The creator of everything, all that is. Yeah, I am that I am.
Yeah. I mean, that's another thing that I've heard, I am that I am. But it's all just very recent. So it's so interesting, right? That people are talking in this way. Okay. Well, we got to go to our commercial break and then we'll come back and we'll get the rest. This is just so interesting. Yeah. I can't stop asking questions. Okay. All right. We'll be right back.
I'm ready.
Parents and teachers, imagine a classroom where every child belongs, where kids are seen, known, and part of a real community. That's the world Kokori creates. Kokori isn't just another program. It's hands-on, playful, and filled with activities kids love, all while building skills that matter for life: confidence, kindness, resilience, and teamwork. Kids learn how to regulate themselves, connect with others, and discover the joy of learning that lasts a lifetime. And it works. Schools using Kokori have seen behavioral referrals drop by 25%, and teachers save hours of planning time. Whether you're a teacher building a safe, positive classroom, or a parent wanting your child to grow socially and emotionally, Kokori makes it easy to bring these life skills into everyday learning. So if you're ready to help kids grow stronger, kinder, and more confident, while creating a community where every child belongs, visit kokoriapp.com. That's KIKORI, where kids thrive together. Hey, it's Hilary from the Getting Real with Hilary show. Life can be messy, raw, and real. And sometimes we're afraid to feel vulnerable. We're afraid to be that real self. Well, that's exactly what the Getting Real with Hilary show and Getting Real movement is all about, being our true selves. Every week, I bring you stories of transformation, authenticity, and hope. People getting real with their struggles, their faith, and their breakthroughs. So don't miss a thing. Subscribe to my weekly newsletter today. You'll get stories, links to everything new, and how to create a life you love every week, directly to your inbox. You can also find my books on Amazon. My courageous and riveting memoir, The Second Piece of French Toast, in case you feel stuck in your life and want to get inspired. How I came out about my no sex life in my marriage, in my second book, Real Talk. That one will get you speaking up in ways you've been too afraid to do so, and really creating amazing freedom. And my third book, How to Stop Fixing Yourself and Start Having Fun, the name is called Your Bullshit is Your Blessing. Find links to everything and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Getting Real with Hilary, and you'll find the links in the header. So visit, and you can also visit gettingrealwithhilary.com because the real you is worth it and wants to come out. Hey everyone, it's Hilary, and if you've followed Getting Real with Hilary, you know I believe we heal by telling the truth, asking better questions, and choosing courage over chaos. That's why I'm excited to share a book that does all of that. It's called Reviving Our Republic, written by Navy veteran Mike Biedenbaugh. This isn't just another political book. It's a hopeful, grounded blueprint that shows exactly how we repair our institutions, restore our constitutional balance, and rebuild a culture where citizens lead again. If you're ready to get real about America's future and what role you can play, go to revivingourrepublic.com and get your copy today. And thank you, as always, to our sponsor, KokoriApp.com, for making this show possible. If you want to bring social emotional learning to your children, have them get more connected to their heart, as we were discussing, Kokori is the way to do that. You can go to KokoriApp.com and schedule a consultation. That's KIKORIAPP.com. And thank you, as always, to our other sponsors. You see their banners going across underneath. I thank them also for making the show possible. And now we will bring Sonia back to the studio for more fascinating conversations. Okay, so let's see. We were talking about the heart, revelations. Oh, I am that I am. What does that mean when people say that?
It means that there is no separation, that we're all one.
Okay.
So I am that I am.
Oh.
We are just mirrors of one another. We're all made out of the same blueprint, the same essence. And we're just a unique fingerprint, you might say, of God, Goddess, all that is.
Oh.
So everything in your life that is before you is a reflection of you, good or bad.
Mm.
So when you reject what the mirror is saying, you're rejecting the source of your, I'll say, salvation.
Mm.
Because everything is, the universe is designed to be a mirror so that we can see, because it's so hard to see ourselves. We have to get inside of ourselves to see ourselves, right?
Right.
So the universe is designed as a mirror reflection. So basically, walking the spiritual path is learning how to look in the mirror and not scream in terror, but to accept what you see and to embrace it, to love it all, no matter what it looks like. Because the illness, the marriage, the bad marriage, whatever it is all there to help you understand yourself and to help you love yourself. Because it's just a mirror. If things are not going right in your life, it's because you haven't learned to fully embrace yourself, love yourself, truly love yourself, and take care of yourself. And as children, most of us didn't have parents that were even mature enough to take care of us. And so our egos got involved so that they could protect us. And now that we're adults, the egos want to stay in control all the time. But basically, the little ego is the thing that keeps us from reaching the deeper levels of ourselves, because it doesn't want to change. It wants to just make everything, the way that's comfortable, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Change is all about, moving into discomfort and expanding yourself, right?
Right. Was it hard for you to do that?
Oh, absolutely. Just like everyone else.
Seems like it was easy for you. You just had the gift, and there you go.
Well,
Yep.
I had, I've lived centuries, not centuries, but decades to get to this point.
Mhm.
And all of it was very initiatory. It was a life of initiation. It was a crucible of pain and suffering that I chose to live by. And it took great suffering for me to finally get down on my knees and say, help me understand what's going on. So like, stop creating this nightmare. So, and for each of us, it usually takes a great deal of pain and suffering before we'll start reaching out to God to help us find our way back home. The whole journey is about finding our way back home. And the first chapter of the book is a whole 3-day vision of that journey as a soul. You remember that?
There was a lot. I don't know what I remember. I was just trying to, you said read the prophecies, but they weren't just separate. So I had to just keep going.
Yeah.
I wasn't really sure what I was reading, but there was a point where you said, don't worry about it. Don't think it. Just see it.
Receive it. Just receive it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
So
it's happening. It's going in at a soul level.
Yeah. Yeah. But I did feel a different vibration. But I had a question back, I don't know when, but the with the resonating and the vibration, how where I get stuck, I was just in this manifesting course and I felt like I was stuck in my thinking, trying to force things, like I want things to happen. I want them to happen now. And I know that's not the right vibration. But the more frustrated I got, the farther it felt like the farther, there was the right one and I was going this way and I didn't know how to reverse it, to just calm down. Do you know what I mean?
The secret to manifestation is to live your passion. When you're living your passion, then the universe arrives at your doorstep. That's the secret. If you're stuck in a job that you hate and in a marriage that you're miserable and a body that doesn't do what you want it to do, you got to learn to love it all. And you got to learn to find out what makes you happy, what brings you joy. And it's the joy of expressing and creating that is going to throw you into everything that you want. And the things that we want usually are programs that we were fed, like the fairy tale marriage and the big beautiful home and money that people who are rich are not happy.
Right.
You have to be happy with yourself first. Happiness begins within. The journey begins within. And when you start connecting with your heart and your feelings and your true emotions, that's the beginning of the path. That's where the path begins.
That's beautiful.
Take that breath in, huh?
Yeah. Wow. Well, there are times when I am living my passion, and then there are other times, I guess it's when the ego says, no, this isn't okay. You need to get here. You got to force it, where I have, no, that's all. I think that's just ego, but it gets me every time,
The minute you hear the word should, you know that you're in your head and you're working off a program, right?
Right. Okay.
Right.
That's great.
That's just like the big red flag right there.
Yeah.
What should I do? No. What will make me happy? What is gonna float my boat?
Wow. It's so funny because I had this tarot card reading. It was back in I don't know when it was, 2020 or something. And I was doing my thing, like, what should I do? What should I do? Right. And the message was follow the fun. and then I had another one and it said, have more fun. And then another one, it was just a message. Someone was like, I'm getting a message for you. I was like, they're like, do you want to hear it? I'm like, sure. Stop trying so hard.
Oh, yes.
And I was like, oh, they're all kind of the same, aren't they? You know, like relax, relax. But
Mine's always lighten up, lighten up.
yours is? Oh, that's funny. Wow.
And my husband will say, tranquilo,
What is it?
tranquilo. Like tranquil, get tranquil.
Oh, tranquil. I see. Like, who's Kilo? Who are you? Is that your dog or you trying to?
Tranquilo.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, that's good. You can understand. Yeah. So, okay. So if somebody, when I went through the book, there were so many different exercises. I was like, okay, let's say I was preparing for the ascension. Like, this is too much work. This is too much. Like, are you supposed to pick the ones that relate to you? Or are you supposed to do the whole book? Like, what is it that someone's supposed
to? So basically, I'm giving you everything you need to make the journey. So the prophecies themselves are going to be activating your own soul memory.
Okay.
And the practices, there's foundational practices. It's the Sophia breath, the Christ breath, and the chakra breath. Those are the foundational practices. And that's going to start moving energy. It's going to clear the chakra system. It's going to activate the 4 decrees, which are love, light, life, and divine will. Okay. So the Sophia breath activates the 4 decrees. The chakra, the Christ code mantra is clearing the chakra system and acts as a mind transportation vehicle and insulation vehicle. So insulating you from all the 3D negativity thoughts. It's the field, right? The thought is a field. You don't own your thoughts. It's in a field of energy. And depending on where you're resonating is what you're going to attract in terms of thought. So if you're having a lot of negative thoughts, you're resonating at a very low level. So the chakra codes are going to cut through that and help raise your frequency and help you, clear the field, basically, of that negativity so you can focus on positivity. And then the chakra codes are going to actually go into the chakra system itself, into the meridians in your body and clear out all the congestion, right? Then when you start clearing all this stuff out, the other codes are the elemental codes to help transmute. So the first phase is just bringing to the surface and activating. The second phase, which is Ascension Action Plan 2, you're actually given tools to transmute, transform, dissolve all these energetics. I call them undersoul debris. And then Ascension Phase 3 is where you're actually activating the whole, I call it the dragon light body, so that you can be ready for that ascension into your light body.
And so, like, if people started now, how many? Well, that's only 4 years from now, right?
Yeah, there's enough time. Which is why I'm out talking to you, because people need to know that there is a convergence happening. My information is 2029. And so there is time to get your vessel ready for that jump. It's a frequency jump. And not everyone is going to be ready to, ascend like an ascended master, but you can prepare the vessel for the ascension to the 5th dimension. That's the goal, to be ready for that jump.
And you think it takes 4 years to prepare?
Absolutely. The journey for me to get to here in this lifetime took me 40 years. So with the tools, I'm giving you shamanic tools, I'm giving you archetypal tools, I'm giving you Christ codes, which integrates both of them so that you can make these changes in exponential time. You don't have to go through everything that I went through. I went through it for you, basically, and paved a roadmap for you to be able to go on. The path has been paved. It's like a big boat in the ocean breaking through the wave. I've created a path.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Appreciate it. I appreciate you having to go through for us. Wow. Wow. Oh boy.
Yeah.
So
And
much.
so,
Yeah.
yeah, we all are. I wrote about the call to remembrance. If you're here and listening to this program, it's because you're one of these souls that were brought in to help awaken the planet. You're
Mm.
here. You're here as part of the mission. And I'm here to help wake you up and help you fulfill your mission.
Wow. Well, we have these commitments, and one of mine is to elevate the conversation and consciousness of the planet. So I think I'm
Yeah,
part of
absolutely.
this, right?
You're
It's not
you're
an
part of this. And that's why we're talking.
Sure.
That's why you read the book.
Yeah. I mean, when I was looking at it, part of me was like, okay, this is nuts. Like, I didn't want it to be true because then I would
Yeah,
have to do something. Do you know what I mean? It was easier to just go, I think she's a little crazy,
exactly.
than to
Exactly.
really think, whoa, why is all this coming at me now? All these different people with similar but different message. You know what I mean? Like, it's very
Exactly.
interesting.
Yes. I mean, our minds have been programmed to
Yeah.
believe in very limited consciousness. We live in a box,
Yeah.
and the mind doesn't want to believe the potential that it has. We are made in the image and likeness of God. God is all that is. So everything that Jesus did, or Krishna, or any of these avatars that, the Buddha, all these people are models showing us what our potential is. They didn't come here to save us. Jesus didn't come here to save us. He came to show us what our potential was
Mm.
and to show us the way to reach that potential. And so my work is taking the Christ teachings, mixing it with shamanic earth teachings, and integrating it through the Christ codes, which is the light language, to help facilitate assimilation so that you can make this jump. The
So
codes are easy.
is the light language those, the capitals in bold that you put the enunciation, or is that the light
The
language,
the
or no?
the lights, every single letter is a code in our alphabet, no matter what alphabet you're talking about.
Okay.
Every letter is a code, and it activates a light grid of energy in your system. And this language that I was given is a specific language that is designed to facilitate the activation of your higher centers, your light body, your soul memory. Each alphabet letter represents an energetic. It's not just an alphabet letter, it's an energetic that has light coded into it.
Wow.
So the beauty of it is that I went through years of traumatic psychological releasing and screaming and blah blah blah. When you use the Christ codes, all that can be dissolved because it's just a memory that is in the field that you're attached to, and it's resonating in somewhere inside your body. The codes actually spiral into the energy in your body and release it. So spiral in, spiral out, takes it out. So it's very, very easy. And then I've given you yantras, which are basically, they look like mandalas, if you know like what a mandala is. And those were created, I channeled those, and they're light grids of energy. And when you meditate with them, it opens your soul memory. Once you have the soul memory of the traumatic event that you need to release, you use the code to release it.
Right.
And so
I hate to say this, but we have 1 minute left.
oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what message do you hope listeners take from your personal journey, and what do you want them to come away with?
Well, number one, that your soul designed your life for you to help you make this jump, to help you remember who you are. And I'm here to help facilitate that journey because there's not a lot of time left before 2029. And I'm actually have a live mentorship that's starting January 7th for those who want to take this journey with me. It's a year's mentorship where we're going to go through the book and actually, I've recorded, there's pre-recorded program that goes with it, but there's going to be live mentorship as well, so that we can, so I can share my experiences more with you, like how all these things happen to me. There's big stories behind them, which will activate more of your story. And we're going to do the initiations together. So it'll be a community initiation, preparing us for this jump. And then I'm also going to go into the dream work to help you with your own dreams. And for those who feel like that's too much for them to do, I have a Christ 101 course, which gives you the basic blueprints, the foundational blueprints to work with, so that people can start from there. And then they can jump in later if they feel ready, or if they feel a resonance to work with me or to work with the high schools.
Wow. Well, thank you so much. We'll put a lot of that into the show notes so you can find Sonia. And thank you so much for being here and for the work you're doing. It's amazing.
And thank you for being an instrument for my message. I'm so blessed, and may it bless you.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you for watching this episode. I started getting real with Hilary when I discovered that I was a people-pleasing, pleasant phony and wanted to be more of my real self. We can grow together if you will like the show, subscribe to my channel, and share this episode with your friends and family so that we can have a world that's more real.